Hey, I'm Adam Thompson. Today I'm going to go into a lesson on structure that we can learn from the brilliant TV show Andor. Let's get right into it. Now remember, the only two things you ever need are a winning strategy and your organisation needs to be enabled to deliver it. And this one today is going to be focusing on enabling to deliver. If you don't know Andor, I didn't either, but a friend of mine stayed on me until I watched it and I'm so appreciative that I did. It's part of the Star Wars pantheon, but don't think of it as Star Wars as you know it. There's so much in there about fascism, colonisation and the fight against empire. The scene I'm going to show you is from the head of the Imperial Security Bureau. So look at this as an executive team, and around the table what we're going to see are supervisors, which is the equivalent of executives or general managers, and it's run by Major Partagas, who you could just say simply is the boss. Now, one of the supervisors, one of the executives, isn't happy that another one has used emergency powers to get information from their area without actually getting formal approval. Here's how it looks.
I wish to lodge a charge against a fellow supervisor. I believe our sector protocols, as described in the ISB Code of Conduct, are being violated by Supervisor Meero, and that this overreach risks compromising Imperial safety to a degree that silence is no longer possible.
So a formal charge, pretty serious stuff, and as always with these sorts of things, put into the context of policy and how things are supposed to work. No one ever actually rocks up and says, I'm just feeling annoyed. When this charge is put directly to Supervisor Meero, by the way, the only woman in a room full of men, so things are the same on other planets as well, here's her response.
Yes, I used the Imperial Emergency Act in the wake of Aldani to gather data across multiple sectors without official sanction.
But then here comes the key point I want us to listen to. Ready?
Official sanction, but that is the wrong question. I'd like to know if anyone here believes the rebellion plans its actions around the artificially constructed boundaries of our sectors.
The sectors in this case are geographical sectors, but they might as well be divisions in an organisation. Let's go through the same sentence again, and I'm going to replace three words to give you an angle on it.
I'd like to know if anyone here believes
customers,
plans its
purchasing decisions
around the artificially constructed boundaries of our
divisions. Customers don't care about the way you've organised the work internally. Now let's see what happens next, something that's not exactly unfamiliar. An older male looks to uphold the status quo.
Major Partagas created those sectors.
Effectively saying, but this is how the CEO organises it. And now here comes another key line from Meero.
Major Partagas created those sectors.
as organising principles, not personal playthings.
As an organising principle, not personal playthings. The whole point of divisions is to organise. We organise the work. To handle a complex world, what we need to do is divide up responsibilities so we can all do our thing. We organise the work in that way so we can get things done as an organisation, not to create individual empires for each individual person. Or as Meero put it, personal playthings. But just ask yourself, is that kind of how it feels sometimes around the exec table? Meero goes on to reiterate the same point.
Do you really think the rebels care about the lines we draw on maps?
The lines we draw on the maps. Let me just again replace a couple of words.
Do you really think
customers
care about the lines we draw on
org chart? Major Partagas, the CEO, now essentially says, are you having a go at the structure that I put in? Notice he's serious, but he's not angry.
You think the relevance of my work has been supplanted?
And then listen to Meero's response, the mic drop.
Systems either change or die. Sir.
With a little natural apprehension there at the end. So what can we take from this? First, we can take that divisions let us handle a complex environment. Divide and conquer doesn't mean we divide people up so we can conquer them. It means we divide up our responsibilities so we can handle the complexity that's coming at us. Divisions make sense, but as Meero said, as an organising principle. The second principle is that issues around the exec table in the organisation does not automatically mean a restructure. In fact, a restructure can be considered to be surgery, and a lot of the time we don't need surgery, we just need some physiotherapy. A restructure is surgery, sometimes necessary, but it involves pain, it involves recovery. The issue we were seeing there between Blevin and Meero was not an issue of the way the structure works, it was an issue of the way they were working together. And the crucial thing that underpins the ability to work together is having clarity about the superordinate goal, the goal that sits above everyone at that table. The goal of that group of people was the security of the empire. So a discussion needs to be revolving around what's the best thing we can do to advance the security of the empire, because as Meero says, the rebellion or your customers aren't going to care about how you divide the organisation. So what's crucial is that people work together in a way that makes the divisions not the playthings of individuals, but simply an organising principle. And by the way, in case you're wondering, as a final thing, watch this.
I'm wondering where we'd be right now if everyone here showed the same endeavour as Supervisor Meero.
A nice bit of leadership, pointing out the sort of thing that the boss does want to see around the table. Structure, organising principle, not personal playthings. I'll see you next time.